Well, howdy, 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 nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this. Me overloading my filter because I'm wearing a white shirt with my incredibly white skin, and just the webcam can't take it. I am too Caucasian for my own good. My people on my mother's side were the White Bread clan. My people on my father's side were of the Fish Belly clan. I, as their offspring, am so white I glow in the dark. My daughter is so white she is transparent. It's nothing I'm particularly proud of. It is simply a lack of pigment in skin, and that is a silly thing to judge anybody by. The only thing that I find is good or bad about skin color right now is the fact that I keep overloading my filter on my webcam because I reflect light so easily off of my ice flow colored skin. So thumbs up on that. Well, it's a wonderful day. It is the 30th of September, and by wonderful day, I mean it's cold and gray and awful outside. I just took a walk, got back. It is, I woke up about 6 o'clock and went, oh hell, and went out for a walk because I have to walk. It's really the only exercise I get at all, because largely when I'm not walking, I'm sitting here in this chair. I'm either playing computer games or recording videos or watching things, or most of my stuff, if I'm not up and doing things, I'm sitting. And sitting is not good for you. It's actually very bad for you. If you compare someone who stands up versus someone who's sitting down, you know, over years of their life, the person who's standing up is going to be healthier and live longer than the person who sits. Your body maintains all these parts of your body real well until you sit, at which point, and we don't know why, everything sort of stops and lets go. And your body begins to deteriorate from the moment that you've sat. We're not quite sure why, but it takes years off your lifespan. And like exercising and jogging doesn't help. They have found that people who just sit all day and then get up and exercise, just sitting increases the likelihood of cardiac issues, cancers, just all around poor health. Oh boy. So I walk a lot anyway, which is good. My body just likes to walk, and that's nice. So even when my legs are tired and sore from walking, it's not a bad thing because I like to walk. I rather enjoy it, and that's a good thing. Hopefully you'll enjoy it too when you start walking. Not that you're not walking. I don't know what I'm trying to say on that one, because it's not like you don't walk. And I'm not trying to say you should take up walking as exercise and do all this. I'm not quite sure where I'm going on that one, so life. Today I'm going to try and get more gaming videos in and fewer reaction videos in because I'm behind, and that's sad and scary. So I talked with my brother-in-law. I can't remember if I mentioned this before. I've got till roughly safely 11 o'clock each day to do my uploads, though the closer I get to 11 o'clock, you know, the more I'm going to be a nice guy and go check to make sure that nobody's busy upstairs, because I don't want to interrupt anything. I mean, no matter what, I still hate making an impact on anybody's life in any way, so I don't want to negatively impact them. But at least there's that. And if I do have any uploads afterward, you know, I can, if people aren't too busy, upload during the afternoon. I just have to go up and talk with people. So I don't expect this to last long. I mean, every time that this has happened in the past with anything, you know, we've hashed out the new rules. I follow the rules, then get smacked for following the rules. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, so there's going to be Outlast, hopefully Firewatch, and, well, we'll see what happens. I want us to do most of the games, but we'll see. So, Wow, past that I really don't know what to say. I've done a lot of thinking. I've got a lot of stuff that I do want to talk about, but of course, when I turn on the webcam like this, gone. I tried writing it down. In fact, I have my little thing open here so I could type the things that I wanted to talk about, so I could have at least a rough outline, a list of things. But I just went, okay, I have no ideas. And so I had a ton of ideas when I walked the post office, and went to the post office, and there was nothing but dust and spiders in my post office box. So I blew the dust out anyway. I'm not worried. I know that things show up. People do send postcards. People do send letters. There's going to be times when nobody sends postcards and letters, like right now. Oh yeah, one of the things that I did want to talk about is a huge major thing I just discovered. We really are doomed as a species on the planet now. I mean, we've hit, this year is the first year, there's a tipping point of carbon dioxide, carbon in the atmosphere, carbon being a greenhouse gas. It traps all the heat in that. Every year, we've inched up to the magical tipping point number of 400 parts per million on carbon in the atmosphere. That's the tipping point. We hit 400 parts per million, and it doesn't go down underneath there. It will never go underneath that again. And in fact, that is the tipping point where things are now, we can't go back to the way they were even 3 years ago. They will never be that good again. We've hit 400 parts per million carbon in the atmosphere. Usually every summer, the plants that grow during the summer suck up carbon dioxide, put out oxygen. Guess what? So much carbon this year, they couldn't do it. We never dipped below 400 parts per million. We've hit a tipping point. It's just downhill from here. And largely, unfortunately, whether you go too hot or too cold, it all seems to end in ice. Because right now, with it's getting hotter and hotter, it's going to get cloudier and cloudier, because it's trapping heat in. More gases and water vapor in the air, more clouds, more heat, but eventually, all those extra clouds, we're going to start reflecting heat back out into space. And then it's going to get too cold on the outside part of the planet as we're reflecting heat away. And then all the trapped heat on the inside just gets sucked out as we reflect heat. And it's not good. The guy that predicted global climate change in the first place already felt 10, 15 years ago that we had reached the tipping point, and in less than 100 years now, the ice is going to be so far down that it's just a thin band around the equator where the thousands or millions of survivors live for the next, probably the rest of the human species lifespan. It's not going to end well at all. There is no future. It's just going to keep getting hotter and hotter. More and more gases in the air, hotter, more cloud cover, and then it always ends in ice. So, yay. Still, on that note, that lovely, lovely note, knowing that as a species we have royally screwed ourselves. And everyone, we're going to be demanding all this change in governments all around the world, and what's going to happen? We're not going to be able to do anything. This is going to be wonderful. May you live in interesting times. These are going to be mighty interesting. Maybe it's a good thing I'm going to die of old age in 20 years. Well, if I think of more, I'm going to try and come up with supplemental things throughout the day. So, right now, before I get too depressing, This'll cheer me up because I forgot to do this. I don't know why I'm forgetting every single day. It must be just the damage to my brain from my alcoholism and fibromyalgia. Bom dia, dia gwit, labrit, ahanioseo, dzień dobry, or less formally, chest. Now, Polish being a +10 difficulty language. Language. As long as I get in the ballpark, I figure I'm doing pretty good. Excuse me. Terra Homikost, Barilus, Gomarius, Buenos Dias. Dia Deed, which is Scots Gaelic. Because Dia Gwit, that one's Irish. But there's a big difference between an Irish word and a Scottish word. You ask an Irishman, you ask a Scotsman, they'll both tell you the same thing. Now, won't they? I know that I said the Irishman with a Scottish voice, the Scotsman with an Irish voice, but they were pointing and saying, oh look, there's a Scotsman. That sort of thing. Wow, it's like I used my breath to cast a darkness spell. Bereda, Yorigel, Matenva, Buongiorno. So, Buongiorno. Dobro utro, Bokertov, Ohio, Kumusta, Gomorgan, Ni hao, Privyat, Guten Morgen, or Guten Tag, Kalimera, Bonjour, Dobre Rano, God Morgan, Labastritas, Merhaba, and go forth and have the crack. The crack, of course, being good food, good drink, good friends, not crack cocaine. Good drink, good food, good drugs, good trip, good waking up on the beach with an arm missing, a belt around the stump, and, the half-eaten remains of a child next to you. That sort of thing, right out. I mean the first one, have the crack. It's Irish. Used to be American English, moved to Ireland back about 100 years ago, stayed over there, moved back over to the US recently while staying in Ireland as well, so the crack means the same thing. Doesn't mean, go out and find yourself a prostitute. It means have good drink, good food, good friends. And now, at almost 15 minutes, rounding upward, I'm going to bring this one to a halt and then try and get some gaming videos in, maybe a reaction video depending on the time, who knows, and then supplemental stuffs. So, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, which is a very good thing, and you take care. So I will see you. And that's a very good thing.